What they didn't do was build the infrastructure needed.
And everybody in Hood County, Granbury is aware of the mess we have on 377. Welcome back to another Shark Show. Before we get started, I'd like to thank Martin's Office Supply for the studio furniture here on our set. They did a great job, great customer service. Thank you once again. And everybody in Hood County, Granbury is aware of the mess we have on 377. Right?
Big mess every day.
Yeah.
Well, on April 15th, TxDOT put out a virtual public meeting notice about Highway 377. That's going to be worked on from Holmes Drive down to Fall Creek Highway, also 167, which is a much needed project and has been for over 10 years.
Oh yeah, absolutely. And if you want to subscribe or go see the virtual meeting, it's going to be pre-recorded. You can go to the TxDOT.gov website, go to the hearings, meetings, and notice schedule. And if you scroll down there, you can find Hood County US 377. It's in that list. If you click on that, you'll find all the information there.
Yeah, Mike, this is a much needed project. And, you know, I think you said earlier, it's funny, for the last 10, 15 years, the city and the county's been saying, hey, everyone come on down to Granbury. You know, move here, it's going to be so awesome. What they didn't do was build the infrastructure needed in anticipation for all this growth. It's like they asked for it, but they weren't prepared for it.
Right, and these, you know, these plans to widen 377 have been on the books for probably 10 or 15 years. And they kept getting pushed to the back. We have the Crescent Bypass going right now and should be done in, what, a year or so maybe. And we really needed to get 377 project, you know, done before the Crescent Bypass. But you kind of take what you can get right now. And I think, you know, back in about 2018, the city kind of dropped the ball on pushing the 377 project. And I think what we need to do is make sure that the city council, the city manager, the county judge get all on the same page and push this infrastructure project because, you know, what do we have? We have the feeder roads that need to be done. And when this project's being talked about, they're looking at 6 years before it's completed.
Yeah, that's a long time to have construction going on 377, especially with it already being as bad as it is. Then we've got the Crescent Bypass that's just going to allow more people to come in, and the bottleneck is just going to get worse.
Right, so why don't we start right now with the feeder roads and a lot of things and secondary roads that attach to 377. Start, you know, getting that all ready for the widening project and move along with the infrastructure. Just like, you know, we're behind in the wastewater, we don't want to be behind on everything else. You know, we have the loop that they put in a few years ago, and they call it a loop, but they build an airport within the small loop that should have been outside the loop if you're going to build a big airport, right?
You would think, yeah.
So you think at some point in time that somebody from the city and the county would have a master plan on how they want Granbury and Hood County to grow. But I don't see the county and the city getting together on any of these projects. And maybe we ought to have virtual meetings just like TxDOT is, where the city can look in on some of this planning and growth. Some of the meetings they're not having that they should be having.
Yeah.
Maybe they can start that.
Yeah, because right now it just kind of seems like a bunch of different Mod Podge projects trying to be put together as best as possible instead of, you know, seeing the bigger picture, you know, sort of seeing the forest for the trees, so to speak, you know, getting on one big page where everything kind of aligns instead of bits and pieces here and there. And Mike, when you were state rep, didn't you start a Granbury project to kind of make that happen?
We did. We saw the failure of the city and the county, the chamber, and everybody trying to get together and, like you said, move people into Granbury, and nothing was getting accomplished on the state level because what you find is the cities and counties will blame the state and TxDOT and say, why haven't you come in? Well, it's not the state's responsibility or TxDOT responsibility to say, Granbury, Hood County, this is how you're going to grow.
Right. It's the city and the county. They have to come to TxDOT and say, hey, this is what we need done.
Right.
Let's get this taken care of.
You know, that sounds like local control.
Imagine that, local control, right? It goes past TxDOT, but you have to go to the Regional Transportation Commission meetings. You have to go to all these different meetings where I don't see any of the elected officials there. So what we started out of our rep office was we got the city, we got the school, we got the county, and we all got together and we had meetings on how things should go and how traffic should go. And we got input from all sides, working together, pushing their ideas to TxDOT and all the other infrastructure agencies throughout the state. Because what we found is everybody's on different pages. They may go to a meeting in Waco or Austin once every year or once every 2 years. They need to be on point here in Hood County, both city, county, and school, and pushing these projects, whether it's the wastewater, whether it's transportation with TxDOT, because we are growing and we're not going to stop growing, so our infrastructure needs to be put in place. And if you look at, you talked about the documents when you go to their website, TxDOT's website, and there's also a landowner's bill of rights in there that if you're a landowner and you border 377 on either side, please take a look at that. It has to do with eminent domain, you know, certain things that you as a landowner, you have rights and need to be aware of what's going to go on when 377 gets widened.
And once again, if you want to see these documents for yourself, you can go to the TxDOT.gov website, select on About Public Hearings, Meetings, and Notices, and scroll down to Hood County, US 377. It's all right there. The meeting's supposed to be held on May 4th, 2021, and you can watch the pre-recorded meeting and any other information, fact sheets, comment cards, all that great information is on their website.
Guys, we appreciate all the support. If you would, head over to blueshark.media, and there you can find all the merchandise we've got for sale. Some hats like Mike and I are wearing, t-shirts like you see here on the screen, and then some tumblers as well.
Thank you once again for watching Blue Shark. Blue Shark is here for you, the citizens, shining the light on your elected and appointed officials. Shark Show out.